moment on this conference that I went for in Nairobi, when the South African Minister of Transport stood up in the gathering where there are political parties from all over the world, and he said to me, he said, I want to applaud Liberia because your election was so tight, hotly contested, and President Boakai only defeated President Weah less than 30,000 votes. And yet, President Weah conceded. He said, you people should continue that democracy. I was proud. I'm going to say anyway, therefore, President, we have to concede and keep our democracy on the path it is. It's something, of course, I'm proud of, and I'm happy he did that. I would praise him any day for that, because not many Africans can do that. Look, let's stop all these political norms. When people do something good, praise them. He could have stayed in power like other people. Yes, he could have done that. When President Boakai,
I don't want, if I'm leaving the game or my friends that playing you leaving the game, nobody going to hear about Liberia. No, it's not good, because we play the game and we set record, and we are in history. So Liberia have to live on. So the only way Liberia can live on is through development, develop the youth.
The problem of youth has become a central issue in Liberia. In the conflict, the so-called child soldiers, children as young as 8 years old, were seen fighting on the front line. Something had to be done. It was a challenge taken up by organisations like Don Bosco. Father Joe Glackin, a Catholic priest from Scotland, has been working with Liberia's children for over 10 years.
Some of them just joined, either they were somewhere, people came and forced them to join one faction or another, or when they saw one of their family members being killed, or just as a means of survival.
We play on match.
It's exactly the sort of discipline and regime that the boys need after years of disorder.
Growing up as a boy, as a child, it was very difficult because I'm from a very poor family. Things were hard, Sometimes there's no money for education, and I was in the street of Monrovia. The only thing that helped me was sports, football. It sent me to school, and it brought me through. And football really helped me a lot.
This is the house where George was born in 1966. The ghetto in the suburbs of Monrovia hasn't changed much over the years. Football was an ideal escape.
I can't imagine what football did for me. Today you're sitting at my pool. Before I never had even room to sleep, But I'm grateful to God, and thanks to football,
It was here, just 10 minutes from his old house, that Ware first kicked to football. His meteoric rise from these mudflats to stardom should serve as an inspiration to everyone in Liberia, including the child soldiers.
I describe George Weah to be the world best, because he got the potential and he got the skill. He's capable of doing anything, making the impossible possible.
Sawa miole kuwe, ayantete kuwe, sawa miole kuwe, ka emba makuwe, ka ensog makuwe, agema kuwe, ayantete kuwe, ka emba makuwe.
The tour to England has given the Millennium Stars new hope. Half the team is now working.
Good.
And 6 of the boys have even gone back to school.
Okay, all this you have is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1 times 9 is 9. Then what do we do next? We add, right?
Although the best part of their childhood has been destroyed by fighting, there's at least some hope. Especially for those young enough not to remember the war.
structurally, the war has damaged almost everything. You know, when I came here first, I mean, throughout the whole of the city, there was light, there was water, there was cinemas, restaurants, all that kind of stuff. Structurally, the war has damaged an awful lot. But obviously, what it's done to people's minds and whatever, I think perhaps in the long run we'll have to wait and see.
In '96, with civil war raging, Liberia qualified for the African Nations Cup in South Africa.
Say hi to the children for me.
Against the odds, it was the first time that Liberia had qualified for any international tournament. They didn't get past the first round despite this victory against Gabon, but it was a start.
Our performance was not too great, but for us it was proud to go to South Africa. We know that for the second time our performance will be a greater one. So we're working towards it, and we're going to prove to people that we got a great team.
So to Liberia's latest campaign to qualify for next year's African Nations Cup. They started off by losing to Tunisia. Then they beat Uganda. With 2 teams through from each group, victory against bottom-placed Algeria would go a long way towards sealing Liberia's qualification. Find out who the main star is, even if he's not playing.
So please, today we want the effort that everybody will be on that field. Let me tell you one thing, these people not coming to defend here today. They are like wounded dogs, they're not defending, they are coming all out to play to win. They want 3 points.
Nothing much. I came here to be with you guys because we started it together. We have to finish it. I wish you good luck. Play, you compose yourself, don't mind the spectators. The game is 90 minutes. You get your basic fundamental, you go to the game and relax and win the game. Good luck. It's difficult, everybody want to be together, playing friendly matches together, being on a camp, for the good composition, but we don't have the opportunity, the facility is not here, so we have to understand, and the time they call upon us to play, we have to improvise, and we just hope for the best.
This was also a crucial match for Algeria. Having lost both their previous games, if they failed again, they'd almost certainly be out of the running. There may have been 9 foreign-based players on the field, but it was the local-based defender Joseph Amoa who came closest to scoring in the first half. The experienced James Debba and Zizi Roberts, Weah's understudy at AC Milan, struggled to put anything together up front. And the bumpy surface contributed to this wayward pass by Amoa and the first goal of the game. Seyfar Rafiq punishing the mistake. With only 15 minutes to go, it looked as if Liberia were never going to score. Then, the best move of the match. Milan, Zizi Roberts with the equaliser. time was running out, but maybe there was just a chance of a dramatic finish. ZZ Roberts again. Side netting. For a split second, the crowd thought it had gone in. It ended 1-1. The Lone Star had missed George Weah's composure. Disappointed, but they're still second behind Tunisia with 3 games to go. It's in their hands.
We all have to pray to God for him to come back in the game very soon because we got a lot of games coming on. Keep the courage, hard work, and then life is going to change because everybody have blessing from God. It's just a matter of time. So while you're waiting for your time, you have to go for it.
So what does the future hold for 32-year-old George Weah, whose statue dominates the main street in Monrovia? Well, since the war, he's built the King's Lodge Hotel, a bar, a leisure centre, a mineral water company, and this sports store. His contract with Milan expires in 2001, and he's considering ending his playing career in the MLS. The Star had missed George Weah's composure. Disappointed, but they're still second behind Tunisia with 3 games to go. It's in their hands.
We all have to pray to God for him to come back in the game very soon because we got a lot of games coming on. Keep the courage, hard work.
So, fellow Liberians, home and abroad, I hope these videos that we play, that some of you enjoy it, or all of you enjoy it, if not some, all of us enjoy the video. And it can be used as a refresher, as a reminder. Many a times people ask, the question that they ask some people, what has President Weah done for Liberia? What has he done for Liberia? What is his impact? What is his role? What did he do? I know there are some of you, especially those of you who support the rescue mission, has nothing to show about Boakai. So when we are playing these videos and trying to make our people to understand the impact of President Weah's life on Liberians, on Liberia, on our peace, our democracy, they feel very uncomfortable. The reason why you will hear them saying, oh, wait, is because they are uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. They have nothing to show. They have no proof. When you ask them for us to do a verifiable justification or to show evidence of who they support, who we support, what they have done versus what we have done, they will tell you nothing. Even in this man's private life, nobody will come up to tell you that the time they man, you are not working in government, give me water to drink. Nobody. We challenge anybody from the rescue mission to come and tell us that at the time just like Jima Boakai were not in government, or that they water he gave me to drink, or I drank the particular milk from him. Nobody will tell you that. Even while he was in government, no one will tell you that even while he was in government, these are his achievements or these are his accomplishments. No one will tell you that. So all throughout his life, he has been dependent on the Liberian people. He's a non-achiever. And so sometimes we bring out these videos for you to see, for you to understand, and to appreciate the workings of His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah. And you can see that the hate is so real against this man to the extent that people believe that his memory should be erased off. When I play you this video, I play you something here, and I want to show this to you quickly. In this video, I want you to watch something here. Watch something here about this video. Just watch.
You have to go for it.
So what does the future hold for 32-year-old George Weah? The statue dominates the main street in Monrovia.
This is President Weah's statue. This particular statue was placed on Broad Street as a legendary, as a living legend among us that the world celebrated, or the world continued to celebrate. His statue was erected as a proud of how Liberians, we are talented, how we are gifted, how in the midst of difficult circumstances and situations, we can be able to meet the zenith, the peak, all of the records that he set for us. That when we go areas, it was Liberia. So he said, Jawi, I said, oh, Liberia, we are Liberia. But because the hate was so much, deeply engraved in their hearts, they believe that to erase this man completely, what do? Break his statue so that he can't be remembered. They did not even think that, look, this man, with the exception of politics, this man has put Liberia on the map. With the exception of politics, this man has represented this nation in diverse way. He carried the flag of Liberia to the world. They broke his statue. On this note, I want to welcome my brother Frank. Frank, how are you, sir? How's everything?
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. I'm doing good, and thank God I'm here today.
Great. How's the woman too? How's the woman doing?
She's doing good. She's going to work.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's always a privilege for us to have you here. It's always a privilege for us to have you.
Yeah.
Always a privilege for us to have you. Thank you so much for coming on. So let's hear from your end. What is, unfolding from your end? What is unfolding? Maybe you just want to give us a 1 minute overview of what is unfolding before we enter into our discussion.
I mean, nothing much. Just being busy with my private life, making sure doing the right thing. Other than that, I just been following the show. I've been following the show, as usual, even though I didn't have time to come on. But also, I've been following the event, going on in Liberia. The government side, especially when I heard the government writing letter to the Nigerian government for somebody criticizing his government that he would not succeed, and the person gave the reason why he would not succeed. It's not like the person just said, hey, you're not going to succeed, but the person gave the reasons as to why he would not succeed. So, I saw that, but my major concern here was, is that really important to write the Nigerian government if somebody say you will not succeed based on the way in which you are running your government versus somebody invading your land, your country? Which one that is more critical to look at? Which one that is more critical to write a letter to the international body or to AU or to the so-called international community? Which one is so important that you need to write letter to the Nigerian government? Isn't writing a letter to the Nigerian government or to ECWA head of state, letting them know what is going on in your country, that your country is being, invaded, and up to now you have foreign national military with armor vehicles and things, terrorizing your citizens, where citizens can no longer go to their farm have been abandoned. All of these things, wasn't that important? But for somebody to come and tell you, say, you're not succeeding because you are doing this, and you got angry and you use the Liberian embassy in Nigeria to run after a man who say you are going the wrong way and you are not succeeding. Which one is more important? So it baffled me a lot, and I saw it, and I'm seeing government supporter, which everybody can be. You want to be government supporter, but at the end of the day, are you government supporter or you are a nation supporter and those things? And I've seen blogger going against the pastor for speaking his mind. What is more important? But again, those bloggers have been paid, as we all know. Before, Boakai said they were calling bloggers to train them, right? So these are the training that they gave to some of these bloggers to pay them to use them to do some of these things and things, but not to talk on the issue about your land being invaded. But at the end of the day, what they forget to know is that 4 or 5 years from now, 6 years from now, Boakai wouldn't be alive. That we, the one, will be alive. The next generation will be alive. They will be dealing with the situation that the government is silent on, and most of you Liberians are silent on.
And you are right, my brother. This is something that raises serious concern. We said it from the beginning. When the government told us that they were calling bloggers to a training, we said it right on this platform that that was a medium to intimidate those hungry bloggers. That was a medium to ensure that these bloggers do what the government want them to do and nothing else. You see, government that take these kind of approaches of trying to control the media, of trying to control people, it is scary, because we know that at the end of the day, their true intention is to ensure that these people are silenced. Give me the remote. What's the remote? Give me that remote. That the true intention of the government is not to ensure that information is balanced, is credible. It's to ensure that information is one-sided. What they want is what will happen. What they want for the people to report on, lower the sound. Lower the sound. So what they want for the people to write on is what they will write on. So today, if you are seeing people, bloggers, I saw one other guy who always followed the LDEA, very unprofessional. I mean, very, very unprofessional, very uncouth. I don't know whether he is a member of the LDEA or he's just a blogger who follow after the LDEA. I don't know who he is. But very, 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 I don't know. I mean, very, very, he is just very raw and very untrained. This guy, to the extent that even while he is recording, we'll be telling people, when we catch you now, we carry in, his behavior. So it left me with a doubt whether this guy is a member of the LDEA or whether he's just a blogger who works behind the LDEA. But I'm not surprised. I am not surprised to see these bloggers performing the way they are performing in a nation like Liberia. In a nation like Liberia, where the government have taken jobs from ordinary people, where some of those bloggers even have people they employ. Oh yes, some of these bloggers that you're looking at, they have people working for them. Some people are riding bike for them. Some of these guys with the lay contract that they can do around and get small lay money, they have people riding their bike for them that will report. But now that these bikes have been taken off the street, have banned them from riding their bikes, guess what? They are now left on their own. Government call them and say, come for training. Get in someone late 10 and say, my man, anytime you see any story, report it in our favor. What do you expect? These guys will do just that. So what we are seeing is not strange. What we are seeing happening around the place is something that is normal. A government that worries about information is the government that wants to control the people. Because the government wants for those guys to report on their behalf, to say things that will be in their interest. So it's not strange. Just a few days ago, we saw something happening again, very terrible, where you saw the government organizing training for media institution. And I was concerned to see the Liberian National Police. They say they're organizing training for journalists, and they will give you pass for you to cover police activity. Wow. Then this was like, what is going on here? So the Liberian government now can be able to determine who's supposed to cover police activity, who's not supposed to cover. And these were all the signs that we're raising. But sometimes when we raise these things, other people think that, it's not anything. They feel that it's politics. But what this government is doing is trying to silence people to not speak out. It's trying to ensure that we do not have a credible press, a balanced press, an accurate press. So everything that they're doing is trying to control people because they know that they are failing. This is the usual modus operandi of a government that is failing. They will be able to ensure that people don't speak, that there is no freedom. They will ensure that they, threaten people, or they put up measure that will force you to succumb to their will. So this is what is happening, and you are right. Press people are now giving police pass. Oh yeah, you got police will carry them in training. They give you police pass. So when you get a police pass, the police doing something, you can report. You go report, they catch you. When you get a pass, you go to report, you report what the police want you to report. It is scaring in our country that we have reached this far. But again, my brother, you just lead us to our first topic. And to our people, I want to say welcome to all. It's a privilege for us to have you here. As usual, we ask that you hit for us the share button, share with friends, share with family members, and let's have a wonderful, wonderful time as we interact. Something very terrible happened these few days, which is very concerning. But before that, I want to play a video here for our people to hear, to listen. What this particular individual said about the government, what he said about the issue of drugs, what he said about the issue of government officials to the fight of drugs, and etc. I want to play this video. This is the former LDEA boss,
the
deputy
issue
boss.
of accusing
Citizens were concerned. We were concerned. And we accuse the LDEA because on several occasions we saw them behaving in ways and manner that are not, in conformity with what they are supposed to be doing. So we accuse them. Some of them were engaged in the issue of taking drugs from people, selling it, and do all kind of things. So in defense of this LDEA boss coming to defend the LDEA, he made a staggering revelation. He put something out that was very, very concerning, and we flag it out here. Thank God that we have the recordings. And I want us to listen to, he was dismissed. The next day, after he appeared at Mikia to explain this, the next day he was dismissed. But I want us to listen to this before we go to our discussion.
was a clear example. So the issue of accusing people on this drug thing, there's a reason for that. Because even in the society from all sectors, I would say openly here, from the executive, the first person of government, and to the judiciary, you go in the sector, you will find somebody involved with drugs. The reason is simple. Drug is a lucrative business, so everybody want to get money.
My brother Frank, you listening to this government official. This is not the first time we've discussed this. But thank God that we have this clip telling us that from the executive to the first branch of government, that is the legislative branch, to the judiciary, there are people in those areas that are involved with this drug trade. And the reason why is because it's a lucrative business. It gives you good money. He did not mince his words. You say, oh, the person who bringing a drug is living lucrative, is selling the ghetto, this, that. He points direct finger at those places that people are well connected. Few months after he said this, today in Liberia, a $19 million, I say one, I say two, I say three, I say 19,000, $19 million drugs was uncovered. People took that drugs, put it in the car, drove the car from wherever they took it from, all the way to the airport, carried the drugs to the airport. They had escorts. The officer who was able to raise the alarm of these drugs, as I speak to you, they put the officer on a compulsory leave. They say you should go on leave. They send him on leave from the information that we have gathered. They put him on leave. Those who are responsible, transportation, where it's coming from, the government is not telling us they are holding the information tight. They don't want to give us the information. My brother Frank, I want to hear from you from this revelation of this particular LDEA former boss who was dismissed. And from this particular drug, $19 million, not one, not two, not three, but $19 million drugs. What do you make of this particular issue? What is your say concerning this particular drug burst that was just discovered at the Rabos International Airport, leaving from Liberia to England? England. Let's hear from you, my brother.
Thank you so much, brother. I mean, I'm laughing, right? Because the last word you said, leaving from Liberia to England, drugs going England from Liberia. You know, whatsoever that drugs came from, right? If it was meant to go to England, why would it want to go to Liberia then before going to England? Why it couldn't just leave from wheresoever it came from to go straight to England, but it had to go to Liberia first, to transit in Liberia first, then before going to England. Now, that's a fallacy. All right, this is my take on this. Let me say this first. I listened to Musa Beleti, right? The founder for CMC. And he sounded like someone who is very, very frustrated with the government, and which, of course, indeed, he's supposed to be right. He's supposed to be frustrated with the government. Because as he was explaining his reason why he's frustrated with the government and why he feels this government is actually harming the Liberian people is this. According to Musa Hassan Beleti, his son is in jail today. His son did not bring drugs in the country. His son did not bring 19 million worth of drugs, even $1,000 worth of drugs in the country. However, as it was alleged by the IG, by the police security of Joseph Boakai, as it was alleged, and at the end, they found him guilty that he had drugs. Okay. For he having a little pound of drug that maybe he was going to use, they hold him by that, and they identify him to the public. They never say we are not going to identify his son because his father is a public figure, his father is a representative, his father is a chairman for a political party. They never said that. They displaced him to the Liberian public of he having drugs or he having been with drugs, and they sentenced him, and he's now in jail facing his sentence. Now, another point I want to make here before I can dive. I can remember Boakai told the Liberian people he was corrupt freed, and he was coming to power, and everyone he was bringing along with him are going to be corrupt free. And not only that, they are going to be transparent in communication to the Liberian people. They will communicate to the Liberian people every necessary information that the Liberian people need and want. They was going to make sure to provide those information, and they was going to make sure to answer every question from the Liberian people. That is, they was going to be answerable to or answerable to the Liberian people interests, their questions, their needs, whatsoever they seek from the government. They was going to be transparent than any other government since 1847 all the way to President George Manuel Weah. Boakai vowed that to the Liberian people, that he's a transparent man, and he was going to be transparent to the Liberian people that no one have ever been transparent. Now, having said that, There was a man who was transparent, that whole Boakai by his word. And this man came on air and told the Liberian people, from the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature, right? These people were all involved in a drug trafficking in Liberia. One way or the other, people in those ranks, people in those localities, people in those entities are involved directly into the proliferation of drugs in Liberia. And when Boakai heard it, because to this man, Boakai said he was transparent. So this man wanted to be transparent because Boakai believed in transparency. However, this man came out to be transparent. What Boakai did, Boakai went and sat around this man and took him on his job for being transparent. And then today, it baffles some of us. We have some of these educated people in court. How can someone that is transparent because he believed in Boakai to be transparent, that his job was secure because he's working with a leader that is transparent, and after that, this leader removed him, and we have some of these so-called educated people who said Boakai did the right thing to remove this man. Now, let me say this. By the statement of the police, by the statement of the government, by the statement of the authority, all right, of the Republic of Liberia under Joseph Yima Boakai, to say those arrested, those in question, all right, of the drugs that landed in Liberia will not be identified, will not be displayed to the Liberian public. If they identify those people, if those people are displaced or made known to the Liberian people, it's a government telling us the Liberian people will go after those people to harm them. Is that what they're telling us? Oh no, I don't think so. Because the last time we checked, Boakai was breaking down people's horses. And the people that were using those machines to break down horses, the Liberian citizens did not in any way harass those people. In fact, the last time we checked, the Liberian people stood up and watched their homes being demolished, their home being destroyed. The Liberian people get nothing to them. So tell me, will the Liberian people go against a man who brought drugs? No, I don't think so, because the person who brought the drugs is under the custody of the government. So all we need for Joseph Boakai to do for us, as he said he was going to be transparent, to let us know who then brought the drugs in the country. But at this time, it is clear. Let me say this. It is clear. It is clear. Because from the time this government was inaugurated, from the time this government was given the presidency of the Republic of Liberia, this government made it known to the Liberian people that if anything within a country, that is associated with the CDC, a political party, or with anybody that support the CDC, you will be displaced to the public. So, if indeed, now it is clear, the drugs that came in the country, all right, it is clear. It is somebody who support the United Party. It is somebody within the United Party rank, because if it was somebody from the CDC or political party or somebody who support the CDC, I can tell you right now, that person name who have been displaced, that person who have been identified, that person who have been called all sort of names, that person who have been tortured, okay, put in jail, and then if you don't mind, throw them out as well as what they have been doing to other people. But it is an indication, clear indication, that the person that brought the drugs in the country is a United Party affiliated person, or it is a person that is attached to the government or to the president of the Republic of Liberia, that they all know, and it will be so shameful and disgusting for them to come out on air to identify such person as the person who brought the drugs in the country. That is my stand. The Boakai-led government know about the drugs. They know about the intel. They know about the person that brought the drugs in the country. They know about these things. They know about the person. They have the person information, but they don't want to let the Liberian public or Liberian citizens or the people of the Republic of Liberia aware that this person is affiliated with the president. This person is affiliated with the Unity Party.
Thank you so very kindly, and let's welcome our brother Jake. Brother Jake, welcome again, and thank you for
Yeah,
joining
thank
us.
you and salute the brother, to your I'm okay. Salute to the followers. They have to share the video, friend. Yeah, you have to share the video. Sharing is free. Thank you very much.
You are here on the first issue of our agenda. A
Mhm.
disturbing news. Yesterday, we saw the LDEA putting up a show in our Vera community, entering in people's houses, dragging people outside. In fact, today, the information that we've gathered, somewhere around the 11th Street area, the LDEA was the cause of 2 deaths. These guys, in fear of the LDEA that were chasing after them, they ran in the water and they got drowned. 2 persons. And it was alleged that these people, they were taking cooch, or they are cooch taker, or they can smoke the drugs. We are seeing LDA on video going all in people room and other things, turning people bay upside down. But this is a $19 million drugs that was uncovered. The LDA officer who uncovered these drugs is now on leave. They're going on leave. They're saying on leave. And they have asked him not to talk to no journalists, nobody. In fact, according to the information that we've gathered, they now have him, almost like he's in police custody. He's in police custody. They've asked him not to have any contact with press or what, not to even talk. We thought that this quantity of drugs, we will see people being displayed in handcuffs like they always do, suspect, whatever it is. $19 million drugs that will leave from wherever and go to the airport. We say we're going through Sierra Leone port or through Guinea port or Ivory Coast airport on Brussels Air. My brother Jake, what is going on in this country? We saw the president taking drug tests. According to him, he said he ready to fight drugs now. The old man went, he took drug tests. We saw it. He demanded that all the people then should take drug tests because it will not be easy. Few days ago, we saw people celebrating, they were dancing. And I want to play, before you come in, my brother, I want to play you these videos so that people can see it and know where we are. We saw people dancing and say, they're fighting drugs. They were after drugs business. Government operative who they put in uniform. Let me play one of the stuff. Here is one. Here is one. Because they were after drugs. Here is it. The government was able to put these people in uniform, said it from the beginning. It is true that we are all in support of anything that has to do with, fighting drugs. But we said to the Liberian people, these people were political operatives of the government that wanted to take the real attention of the substantive issues. We saw Joseph Newman Boakai in uniform. We saw government operating all around the place. But today, with all of what is going on, these same people who are jumping around, they are yet to give us one press statement of a $19 million drugs. Their drug was coming from Liberia to go England. They were not coming from Ivory Coast coming to Liberia, or from Ghana to Liberia, from Guinea or wherever country, or from Liberia to England. My brother Jake, let's hear from you on this. Where are we as a nation? How this is
Yeah,
damaging for our nation?
thank you, brother. And to the father, once again, salute and respect. Prince, the Unity Party have been exposed in different form, drugs and killing of people. They've been exposed. A reality, a common. All the lie they did in the corridor on the CDC is haunting them today. God exposed them in every form. So that group, you did the video you just displayed concerning that group, they will never walk They will never protest. They will never demand the government to know about the $19 million drugs to parade these people. If our society was a serious society, the same group, if they were not pay agent by the government to come on the street to make that declaration, to confuse the international community that the president fighting George whatsoever, because they lie in the corridor concerning George Weah. So you saw the video that you displayed, it was facade. The peso pay agent, the new surrogate then to bring people outside to parade them and say no to George. They even involved some artists, vlogger, all kind of people were in that particular protest and things there with the president in that surrogate to just tell the community, the international body, that, oh yeah, we're fighting George. Not knowing George on and watch. They were breaking the George during the George Weah era to pin them. The writing is clear. The writing is on the wall, Liberian. You cannot be a rocket scientist. Think out of the box. And reality, they were setting the George. They were doing everything. The killing in that country where you will see spoon talk coming. Early in the morning, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. Good day flow there, they'll be breaking that journalism with camera. In the funny valley, in the gutter, all era, they were all paid. I say the people crumble the government with inside and outside through propaganda, all the media. It was a heavy, I call it a deep state. It was a heavy deep state operation in every aspect, every form. They crumbled the God government because they never wanted to see this guy to rule this country because he came from that background. They did everything, but yet God exposing them. 19 million. Where in a small judge, any part of the world, and they confiscate that judge, they will bring the people. You marching. They get everything, they get all the evidence. They get everything to put on the plane to come to Europe, whatsoever destination and Brussels airline we're going to. But only thing I don't know, Prince, if they think it never pull on the plane. If they think they were on the plane and they went on the plane and seized it, then time they Brussels in serious trouble here because we lead protests at Brussels airline. I live in Europe. I'm from Belgium. We know the big office. I will sample some Liberians in here that CDC, whosoever. I just wanted I will find out details. And I brought Brussels in charge, and that Brussels they wanted to put that thing on. That means Brussels get a list because the guys they call before you board plane or before you post cargo thing on the plane, everything you got to know it. Every data, every data was a record. Computer record whatsoever, then Brussels will know who that person that will put in on the plane. But if they ain't on the plane, then it will lead protest. It will put in on Brussels according to the story. A big problem for Brussels, a big problem for the country. A big problem. Me Brussels will not go to Liberia. It won't do the DF on the world. We are finding the information small. Because according to the video that you just displayed, Brussels airline was mentioned that two planes mostly fly to Liberia, Royal Morocco and Brussels airline are the two major planes. Morocco fly from Europe to Casablanca to Monrovia, Brussels to Seven to Monrovia. A lot of people, so we can take it out to Brussels. We can pay, they got journalists in Europe here. They're looking for that kind of stories then. We're putting it all in that all that newspaper, that media, all that there. We leave some kind of crazy. They will look at it. We carry microphone, everything. We say, oh, are you bringing, you're making Labrador be hot, that you're be as lying just to enter your plane. Then Brussels director then will answer. But we're just waiting for statement back home. When journalists put our pieces together and start flag and we start finding links coming out already.
The woman are screening the whole consignment, everything on him, everything they're making. Everywhere you do a lot of piece of Joseph going behind the scene. No, like brother, a small country, very small country. People can talk. A gossiping nation. So we'll find out something. And we'll find out something. We'll find out something. We'll leave serious protest against Brussels here. We'll leave serious. They mean like brother hope. Let's see. They gambling now. They put nothing hard in this time. Nothing hard in this time. Nothing hard. So no, we're just waiting for next week. And nothing happening next week. They can patriate nobody to say, oh, nothing made on drugs. Well, any small drug that they or anywhere they confiscate drug, even they down to Colombia, they just law, they just up there, they hunting them, they don't bring them with that consignment, they don't showcase them on national TV, every part of the world. Then you confiscate 19 million worth of drugs. Then what? As a guy, that video you just display it. It's a lucrative business. The men say the whistleblower, the men that are working with the DEA, say on the branch of the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. So everybody. So we're just waiting for details. We will stop Brussels. I know Tata around the corner in Europe where somebody they say they can play. They were playing the game nasty. Brussels need mention the tip. We're cutting all the tape. We'll give it to the Brussels management. We say, but what's going on? Like bread and fly, you're making Brussels plane expensive, but you're having they're using your team for drugs. You think other companies now want to come to Liberia to take competition with Brussels Airlines? So we'll find the Boakai government will be in serious trouble. The thing what they're hiding in Liberia, it will leak in the European Union. We live in a European capital where everybody assemble, all the European Union, they have meeting here. They don't come here to Brussels to have to have different type of meeting. So we're just waiting for a few days from now.
Yeah,
we'll stop Brussels Airlines.
So my brother Frank, before you come in, I know you want to come in. Before you come in, let me play this video for these people to see how the common people are treated by these LDA people. That today you have almost 19 million. We have not seen a single person that are put in handcuff with suspect hanging on their neck. But I want you to watch this video. It's about 2 minutes video. And after watching this video, I want you to come in. This is how the LDEA goes about in our community, you know, etc. So just watch this video to see. They portray this video as if they are serious-minded institution trying to deceive the people. They put some bloggers behind them. I don't know where they got an LDEA, but let's watch this video. Let me play this video so that we can all watch this video and see what is going on here.
Go at the mobile. So on a 4-6 in the security jargon, classified there's a 4-6 where we're doing a raid at the same time.
LDA now going to place. What are you saying now? You're standing all the charging people. You see that?
Also talking to them. So these are all according to them, they said it is a house, right? They're residing here, to live here. But we can now tell whether it is the house or what is it, because there are too many drawings on the wall. Normally, if you go into the wall, you see
according to LDA now, when too much drawing on the wall is an evidence now that a drug area.
On the wall, you see that street names, you see all type of names, but we can't see, right? So we move in. So you see, they use the kilo as well, like I told you, they use it to fishing. So they use it to escort the drug dealers. So let's talk about
Praise.
So you be able to say that when you
Yeah,
see
right.
The question before why you playing this video, one of the questions I wanted to ask you. The Brussels
Yeah,
Airlines flight, what they wanted to call that
let the video.
Brussels, is
Let's
a
finish playing the
cargo plane
video.
or it's a passenger plane?
yeah.
Yeah, let finish playing the video. We'll
So
get to the
now,
question. Let's finish
question,
playing the
Chief.
video.
Let me ask you. Chief, I beg you. I beg you. Chief, I beg you. Let me talk to you. Chief, I beg you, Chief. Chief, I beg you. Sir, I beg you, sir.
Please talk to the journalists, I beg you. We are doing our job. We are not here to harass you.
Just said something very important. And instead of what you said that can I play trucks? Can I play trucks? They always dropping it away from the vicinity, right? I ain't dropping away. You want me to tell myself? I'm dropping it away. I'm not dropping away. So what about the dealer? The dealer that you get dropped it? I will not drop it, but you can my 18 by now. How will you know that they get kind of right? Go to him me myself. Yeah, I guess you told me past years. I see you pass. I start my past here. Not just the user rap. There's some of those who damage that future. How many level then? Where can I do it?
No, but why are you allowing them to come closer to you, come around you? Why? It means that you are in support of it.
I want to stop this video right here. You listening to these unprofessional, uncouth, stupid people bearing the flag of Liberia, the flag that we proudly hold to defend, to do whatever, for our country. These idiots are placed in these uniforms, very unprofessional, some of them. No, don't get me wrong. They get some very trained and professional ones. And these guys are harassing people who sitting down. According to them, they see drawing on the wall. They went to this man and searching him because according to them, they're looking for drugs. Whether they have permission to search or whatever, but they're looking for drugs. And asking the man, why is it that he's not arresting people who you see are drug sticker? As if that is his business. That when you see people passing who look like people who in drugs, you're supposed to arrest them and turn them over to the LDA. But these same idiots are not able to display where the drugs is coming from, who are those that are involved with it, and to parade them in front of the Liberian people. My brother Frank, coming on this.
You know, let me get to the drug issue with Brussels. For me, this is my perspective. This is my belief. This is my intake. All right. And, like what you are saying, you guys are doing investigation to make sure, to highlight the European Union or Brussels, or the airline about, hey, you are being accused of so things. Is it true? But this is my intake. Just from information that we have seen or heard, right? This is my intake. This drugs wasn't going Europe. It wasn't going, how they call it, Belgium or England. This drugs was going to Liberia, and then Liberia was the transit point, and then this drug was going to be distributed in the very. This drug was the destination for that drug was in Liberia, and then it was going to be distributed to the very region, and then some stay in Liberia. Why am I saying this? First, Brussels Airlines, as we all know, if for sure Brussels Airlines was in charge of that drugs to get that drugs to Europe. So are you telling me when they land in Liberia, if the drug was purposely meant for Europe, right? When they landed in Liberia, the airline decided to put the drugs out for what reason? It's going to stay there.
What happened was that according to what the LDA is saying,
the LDA mentioned Brussels Airlines.
The drugs is from Liberia. It was from a particular warehouse or a particular area, and it was taken to the airport to be placed on the plane.
To play on Brussels Airlines.
Okay. So very good. So now then, where it came from before it was going to the airline to be put on Brussels? Where it came from? It was Liberia. So that means, you see, now that's what I'm saying, right? Like my first statement, The government know about this. Somebody within the hierarchy of the government know. Somebody that is connected to Boakai know. Because the drugs was already in the country. The drugs came already in the country. All right? So it was just leaving Liberia, as they say, going to Brussels and then being put on a plane. Now, if a security guard, a Liberian security that blow alarm on the
It's a lady, it's a woman that was doing the screening.
Yes. So
friend, wait. Before you conclude, we're getting furnished. Listen, that's why sometimes we're getting furnished in Monrovia. A lot of journalists on this thing here. But Tuesday or Wednesday, they get that name leak already. Name leak already. They won't patrol the person here. The person here, they're waiting. But we will know if the plane go to Brussels, Monrovia. When you pick up, you travel with Brussels before, anybody on this platform. If you pick up from Liberia, they will come from, if we go to Liberia sometime, we go to Freetown, Monrovia. Then Monrovia, straight back to Europe, straight back to Brussels, no straight to Brussels. How the plane will arrive in the morning, whatsoever. Straightly. So maybe if that just coming on Brussels, they will manage to put that just on Brussels airline and come here. The top players or that own that 19 million, they already get that players on the airport, they get the connection. So we investigate in Monrovia, so that we get a serious tip off. We leading protests on the Brussels airline.
Yes,
we leading again group listen. We take our case. Brussels already mentioned in the video, yeah, DSL that the consignment was bound for Brussels. Yes. So Brussels will explain, the government will explain, Brussels Airline, the government will explain it. When captured journalists in this Europe here, will implicate Brussels because I name in the video, we'll show them the video. The director general of the Brussels Airline will say, but what's going on here? Where our country that hub now with Brussels Airline, then we'll find some kind of answer.
Yeah, exactly.
So the thing what they're doing, what they're highly, it can get deeper. It can get deeper in.
That's where I'm going. Wilmos. That's where I'm going, right? So if the drugs came from Liberia, right?
Yes, from Liberia, yes.
And then somebody within the government blow alarm. And then the government turn around and hold this person and put this person on a government custody and then say, you shouldn't say nothing. You should close your mouth. And then they threaten that person not to say something. That alone is to tell you the government is involved within these drugs that was supposed to be put on our plane. So the government is angry with this lady for blowing alarm on the drugs. And that's my
friend.
No, that is my opinion.
The thing we want, the thing everybody in the Republic of Liberia waiting for. The person that get a consignment, the consignee, the person that get a particular consignment that will take the drugs from Liberia. They get some kind of document, they get paper, they get some kind of evidence. You cannot just board Brussels Airline or you pass through screening, all kind of thing. They get some kind of paper, which I will know that person name. It will know that person name will connect all the dots, Monrovia smooth.
But
if the government funding, listen, if the government funding it difficult, if the government funding it difficult, then we can kill. They get free jump. They get free lawyer. Then get journalist, freelance journalist, all kind of journalists looking for cases here.
The government is not finding it difficult.
We'll show them the video. Then Brussels Airline will contact the government in the Republic of Liberia.
This government.
Why I need implicated with Liberian Justice Agency? Why I wanted to go on the Brussels Airline flight? They get any documents concerning it. What we know with them, that's what they know. We don't know. Then Brussels, the European people now will be transparent now.
The government is not finding.
If they're not transparent, the Brussels will be tinted. Brussels will be tinted ugly. So that what we want to do, that what we're waiting for next week, by Monday and Tuesday. If they get funds, they won't put anybody up. They won't keep this. They've been doing a lot of cover up, too much cover up.
Exactly. Now that's the
So
point.
it not happening in that cover what they do in Guinea, South. We don't know the weird short story where people crossing the border.
Yeah,
Maybe that
so
a particular people open the maybe that a particular drug can open a Pandora box.
yeah, so
Can open
yeah, Frank,
serious
you are
Pandora
saying something,
box.
Frank. Let's hear from you. You are saying something here.
Yeah. So my point here is right. This government does not have difficulty bringing out information, especially when the information is not pertaining to them. They don't have problem pointing out people when the information is not pertaining to them. But because
Yes.
they don't want to come out to measure it because it's pertaining to them. That's why they don't want to measure it. It's pertaining to them.
They will measure it. They particular one not sliding. It's not sliding like that because one major player involved, one airline name, top airline name are being involved. So they get my competition like Brussels won't get other people. Airline too they get their own beef and other things. They can agree alignment. So my Brussels need in the DEA press conference here that they display. We ask them what airline arrive. They get everything
But
else.
just coming on this, right?
Hold on. Yeah, I come in pray. Let me just say something here, right? Now, yes, they may have mentioned Brussels name, but let us say this, right? They said the draw was supposed to get on the Brussels airline. But the point here is, or the truth here is, the draw was not on Brussels airline. It did not get on the airline. So Brussels can say, hey, we don't know about it. It was not on the airline. It was not on our plane. We don't have records. So the government lying on us. It was not, they never caught the drugs on
then they would deal with the government. Then they would deal with the government.
You see?
Pray. And Frank, you don't know we won't open the Pandora box. Let me tell you something. The United Party in a surrogate lie in the corridor of America. Oh, they went to, you remember video they seen in it, they go to Congress talking about war crime code, Savage then from Canada. They did all kind of damage in the Western world. Yeah, especially America. So now, along Brussels need its mission. In that press conference, we can tie the dogs. We can I say, Brussels can lead to the Pandora box. Anything can happen. We can say, listen, they say they want to put something just on your plane. I think they were on a Saturday, Brussels can land Saturday. We found everything. When Brussels were in a particular country, at that particular, the Brussels flight landed at that particular time. When they were doing the screening, you can never know, sir. Suppose a person within Brussels Airlines, part of the business. What are you talking here for, friend? You think to take 19 million dollars to transit to Europe. You can transit to Europe here, especially Brussels. Well, I know the record of Brussels. I know the record of Belgium already concerning Jaws. They're not Jaws-free country.
They're
not Jaws-free country. So you can put the Dashner will be together. Then we'll leapfrog one answer from them. Then when they can get an answer, then they will hold the government responsible. But why you call our name in that thing? We're not doing business with you again. You see? We're not doing business. We're not coming to Liberia again. We're not flying to Liberia. So what crumble? What crumble? Then they will find out. Listen to me, Prince. The game plan. Listen to me, Prince. Frank. The game plan with the Unity Party is to make them to know that they were lying in the form of government. That's what we want. All the drugs that they were talking about in the country, the killing, all these things, they painted this man presidency. Power in the Western world. In the Western world, Jeremiah could get videos upon video that they were implicating the government. They may have the tarnishment reputation in the Western world. They got all in the Western world. They had their contact. They had their contact people out of there. Alexander Comey said, all they were playing the NASA game, ANC, all of them, the whole cupboard of the CPP. That one, no, don't leave none of them out. All of them, at that time, they were together. They were doing the damage. So they were in our court. They were right here close by all. Number thousands of sedition here. Number thousands of sedition here, liberation in Europe here. We can govern now, we can get to ourselves and we say we're going to Brussels. The big headquarters then and go protest. We say we want to see the manager. These are disturbing video. So you're playing now, you're using it for a hub in Liberia. The question now. They'll start asking. Brussels will start asking it with the hard question. Then the management team within Brussels Airlines, they got a lady working in Brussels. She's a white woman. They got people go to Brussels Airlines, Brussels headquarters in Monrovia. The guy lady said, we'll put the dots together. Then we'll tell the reason why we decided to protest here. Then we'll tell them the reason why we'll work on this wound. That reality, because journalists are looking for this kind of thing, they get different all learning here. When they see protest, they'll say, but what's going on? Camera will roll. There will be a hairline in Europe here. It will be hairline in Brussels. The other nation will take it up. So it's one of the biggest plane and the biggest carrier here. Number one here in Belgium. Before they also get Sabina, like people can still remember, but Sabina changed. It went different way. Now they get Brussels Airlines, they get France, different. They're taking competition. Brussels very known. So they will answer it. We will play video. We're not there talking. We say there's a reason why we're protesting here. There is the reason. You are using your air carrier now to be a hub. According to the DEA, because they lie on the former government, they picked, and then the European, we live in the European capital. It's easy for us. This is easy. We get lawyers there here. So the thing when they're talking, we're just waiting to get clear something in Labos. We're cutting on the video then. Then we'll pin there. Then we'll know now that they want that I want you that I want to know the Western world that they have. We don't need nobody to pay. No, we don't need attention will come on us, and we're ready. Attention will come on us.
So
I got over thousands division here. I can put over. Let me tell you, we got over. I can put over 600 division here.
Yeah, so I want to ask. Jake, I want to ask Frank this question. Brother Frank, how concerning is this on our country? How concerning is this on our security? How concerning is this on our reputation? I mean, this is something that have taken international stage. We think that it's only Liberians, but it has taken an international stage. How concerning is it and how damaging it is for us? I mean, let's look at it from a national standpoint, as a nation, as a people.
So that's a very brilliant question, right? And if anybody here, on a national standpoint, right, as a Liberian, that we want to say, oh, it's not nothing, it's not concerning, it's not damaging. Let's say this. First of all, everything that happened on the media, this media is very powerful, right? The world see it. Now, the reason why it's concerning and it's damaging, whole day or every day, right? Every single day, Liberians are crying for investors to come in the country. The first thing that happened, all right, a man came out and said to the president of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Boakai, that if you want to fight drugs, it's not a poor man on the street. If you want to fight drugs, it's start from the executive, all right, to the judiciary and the legislature. It starts from those in government. Those in government are the people that are breaking drugs, or are the people that are aware of how the drugs come and leave the country, or how it is being distributed. In fact, those are in position of government are the people who actually have these drugs, and they are sharing it in the neighborhood, giving it to people to sell it. When this man came out to speak and said, if you want to fight drugs, it's not about going in the ghetto, it's not about harassment. It's about first starting within the governmental body of your society, of the people that you lead. What the president did, the president laid this person off. In fact, not laid off, the president fired this person. You think the international community did not see that? No. The next one that just happened, $19 million drugs, all right, that was found by another person. What did the president do? For the president to award this person, for the president to praise this person, the president or the government of the Republic of Liberia put this person on administrative leave or whatsoever the situation, or you can call it, and then threaten this person not to speak, not to even call a single name, or else she or he will be in political jeopardy, will be in political harm of life. And they put this person in fear. It's very concerning, right? when it comes to the image of our country. And now, look at, you think investors want to go to a country where you $19 million drugs, you think it is small drugs, you think it is small money, you talk about $19 million, it's not a small drugs. You think investors want to go in such a country, okay, that harbor drugs, right? That have drugs. I mean, let me say this. This government of Joseph Yumamba is a cartel drugs government. It is a cartel drugs government. And that is what we see, right? For you to just put $19 million drugs worth of drugs on a plane that should leave the country. First of all, it tells you more than $19 million drugs is in the country, because the one that took the put on plane is just $19 million, and that's what people are looking at. There are more than $19 million drugs in our country. The one that took the put on our plane to go to Europe or Brussels or whatsoever is $19 million. So that is to tell you more than that is in the country. All right, it is a a nation that distribute drugs. Because if that amount leaving Liberia to go to Europe or Brussels, that is to tell you how much left Liberia to go to Sierra Leone, how much left Liberia to go to Guinea, how much left Liberia to go to Sierra Leone, how much left Liberia to go to Africa. How much left Liberia to go to Ghana, to go to Nigeria? Liberia is a drug house that distributes drugs to various nations. So that is very concerning to the international community. They may not come, they will not come to Liberia to do business because of that.
Pray, let me just say something quick before we probably will be 1 more minute, will not be staying long meaning. Let me say something. You remember the $16 billion missing, the $16 billion missing money. The saga in Liberia, Henry Costa led of the protest. Imagine the major took power. They nailed that man on 16 billion propaganda lies. The whole international community, when they hear 16 billion Liberian dollar, they couldn't believe it. The man just came to power. How can you confiscate 16 billion of the people taxpayer money? Even leaders, Tata leader, even question George for the same story. He said, well, we're going to 16 billion story here in your country. Now they put out that big propaganda until that investigation with crooked and make that funnel and say, no, that was lie. The investigation, because like people don't read. They had to clarify everything today. They investigated. International people came and investigated. There was nothing they called $16 billion missing money. See, they lie in the corridor. One of the first steps, they lie on the country, they lie on the president because they wanted to come to power through all these lies and propaganda. So, of a $19 million drugs, you lie on the same president, they lie on the same government. You think we're ready to go to Brussels? We cut the law in different video in our APA. We cut the law in APA, then we present it to the Brussels manager. Even freely, journalists in our be that we said, this is it. This is why we're holding this government, because the government came to power through lies. You see all the lies I was saying about drugs. Talk about drugs were parading people with drugs in the country, but they're hiding it. So they will play the video of the group of the executive branch, all this, the whistleblower. So there's a big up. We're not just on top plenty. We're waiting for finance in the country. Tap people on the water now, people on the ground are doing tap investigation. The country can talk. Let me tell you something. You think that everybody within the EP, everybody was in the ERD and so United Party? No, friend. Majority of people in the ear, they draw something. They too get a political alignment of the CDC. You think people happy in that country? They dismiss over 200 to 300 EPS, the language all in the country. You think everybody they get loyalty to the United Party? No. The same way, I told you something on this platform here, but you're getting to happen. They say, oh, CDC, people, they need to hear all the information concerning CDC. But this government is a more leakage government. Nothing inhaling. You know what? Nothing inhaling because the president is not in control. They're in fight. They're fighting for power. All of them fighting to come on the top. They won't be the darling boy. They won't be the darling girl. You see the other man, you can know what I'm talking. You see Jeremiah Pierre making statement. Then full lack of because the cool lack of will contradicting. So contradiction in the country because other than one be somebody. And the president in total control to stop them from doing it. He cannot point there. So that while the country is going that way, he's not in control. You think the man in control? We want to know who get our drugs. If the people from the branch of the executive are here inside, they parade them. I play the president to act. But if they cannot act, we'll find funny them we'll hold Brussels here. Because Brussels need this mission. It's damaging. It's seriously damaging. See what's happening. Let me lay a picture here quick for you. Jeremiah Pierre made a statement concerning the pastor recently. He said, I know you are angry. They don't smart, they didn't know how to talk, information minister. He went on the podium. He said, the pastor that prophesied in Liberia concerning Boakai confused. On George Weah, the pastor was breaking drugs in the country. The videos are there. You know the pastor there? God, I said, nah. The pastor said he will sue Jeremiah Pierre for $2 billion. Defamation of character. How can a renowned pastor, you even do your finance, you do no investigation, you get no security people to do investigation because the man told you that Boakai is confused. The economy is confused. What confused me? That insult, confused. Anybody can be confused. Child can be confused. Old person can be confused. Young person can be confused. The man that renowned pastor, he said he's taking Jeremiah Pierre and will blow that alarm. Liberians will sing that song to that man to take Jeremiah because they quit the course on the podium. They insult everybody. If even not $2 billion, let the man sue for $1 to $2 million. They will summon him. They will summon that guy. They will know how to check that. As a government official, you will know how to talk. The man, you align the man. The videos are there that you said the man was selling, breaking drugs in the country. You see? So all this thing, you parade nobody because the man said Boakai is confused. You align the past, the bishop. The bishop say taking him to court. You will take him to court. This, they got tapped out Nigerian lawyer. They made they bought that past the bishop renowned. They made a discord Tinubu then. He was just prophesying, saying ugly thing against the Nigerian government. Now your first time talking. So that Jeremiah Pierre facing a way too. They lied too much. They were in Washington, D.C. They were in America. Friend. They were lying. The United Party full of lie. I want for the bishop. Let the bishop nail Jeremiah Pierre. I remember Jeremiah Pierre threatening your brother on this platform. They got, I think Prince know they got him to come on their platform. They discussed that guy and they will kill this particular guy. They see Jeremiah Pierre.
Eric, that was Eric.
What we know, his family living in America. His children in America. Then you will be threatening people because of free speech. You used to do the same thing. This time nobody lie on you because nobody lie. You're doing that time they will lie. This time we'll be relaying video, we're playing video. They draw in Jenna. When I manufacture this, that video will catch them back. The video came outside from them. We discussing it. We said, no, what we want, you show these people that were involved with the drugs. It will close the thing here. You parade these people. That's what we want to see. But you cannot cover this up. If they cover this up, it will be a serious problem. We will march to Brussels Airline because they implicated Brussels Airline. And we will make sure that pastor, that particular pastor or bishop in Nigeria will take it higher on Jeremiah Pierre. Then the nonsense will stop. Then they will start witch hunting people. They quit to cross on the corridor. Your information minister.
Thank you. And like you say, I believe the same. I think it is important. We will all advise the pastor or the bishop to take such an action because this is very irresponsible government to use such a platform and just, spill out garbage and lie that this man was importing drugs. It means that you have all of the information.
Yeah, you get all the information
So you can be able to bring it out, put it
and defend yourself.
and defend yourself. So I believe that it's right. You know, you use that is a big platform. You use that platform to be able to say such a thing. It means you are the government. You have, you know, all of the
Yes.
information. So you must be able to do that. But the
No,
second
Queen, they've
issue
been
that I want
sorry
us
to
to
tell
look
you,
at
Queen, they've
quickly,
been getting away with a
hold on.
lot of lies.
Yeah.
So
So the
listen,
next
thing,
issue
Queen, they
that I
talk about
want
the
us to
missing
look at,
balls there. Sorry to tell you, just 1 minute before we change topic. You remember they talk about the missing balls there. They say most of the missing balls there, whosoever, they lie too much because they wanted power. This time, that Liberians, they lie on. That Liberian is a Nigerian big he's a renowned big pastor. That's why I told people the men of prophesies on Nigeria. You not see the
thank you.
worst thing the men of tell Tinubu? You know,
Thank you.
the men
So
of being telling Tinubu there, the Tinubu wife and things there. Then you can't allow the main character, you say, because you get angry, because wow, but cannot even talk. But many people in the government are just talking, oh, blah, blah, blah. Then you go on the platform, you allow the man. Every sedition would make the men to take that fight to you people, to take it from Jeremiah Pia. You either lose your Baka sack Baka will dismiss you, or your government, your information minister will get. They will summon you.
thank you,
They will
Jake.
summon
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. So
They will
the
summon
next
you.
issue that I want us
The
to
fight
look
is
at
on.
quickly, thank you, Jake. Thank you. So the next issue that I want us to look at quickly is this
Yeah.
particular report of almost one would say a good thousand of Burkinabes in Liberia, especially in Grenjide. There was an investigation conducted, a report conducted in which they have uncovered a very huge number of Burkinabes in Grenjide. But what is really concerning here is most of these guys, they are construction, you know, different construction companies or construction area. And something very terrible happened at one of the construction sites that these guys are on. When the Ministry of Lands and Mines sent inspectors to go and inspect, these guys were brave enough to put a blockade and stop the the Ministry of Lands Mines inspectors of going on the ground to inspect, to the extent that even the Lands Mines and Energy Director himself went there, the boss himself went there. Let me play the video before we move on. Let me play the video here, and I want us to listen to this video.
Okay, my name is Aaron Martino Kitingba, Minister of Mines and Energy. Me and my team are in the field to make sure that we establish control, perfect control over the mining activities in this place. And I brought along with me the Assistant Minister for Mines, the Assistant Minister for Mineral Exploration, the Director of Mines came along with me, and the Inspector General also came, including other support staff that came. We didn't come to institute violence against anybody. We came to make sure that the right thing with respect to the mineral and mining laws of this country are laid up to the letter. And we got to understand that this is one of the legitimate Class B area that got an EPA permit, that got a mining license, and all other documents. But having a document does not suggest that you work outside of the law. You can have it, you have that document so that you can remain within the confines of the law, not to violate anything. That's why we have what the inspection team that comes in the field to make sure that you work within the confines of the law, the mineral and mining laws of this country. One of the major things that we have observed over the years is that the companies will give all of these licenses, more especially the Class B,
that are maximizing recovery. There's no trace of the mineral that they recover from the soil, which is one of their obligations to make sure that the mineral they recover from here, the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Mines dispose of it. How do you sell it? How do you take it out of the country? The team came here yesterday, asked for all the documents, you show it. The one they asked for was what? Your recovery. Since you've been dealing with this kind of a massive excavation, what have you recovered from there? And that got you people annoyed and attacked them and set roadblock. Is that how you operate? Because I understand that most of you here are Burkina. Is that what you do in Burkina Faso? That when you go, somebody asks you, when you're working somewhere, assuming that I'm the Liberian, I've gone to Burkina Faso and I'm allowed to work there. And then the Burkina authority responsible for that particular sector come and ask me because he asked me, as a Liberian, go and attack that authority. Is that what you are here to do?
My brother Frank, I want to start this from you. You listening to the director of Lands, Mines, and Energy. These are individuals that are operating in Liberia on the mine that they went to. And this may make us to understand that these people who are operating on this very mine, they don't even have a proof. That is, we don't even know how many of our mineral being exported. Because one of the reasons why they carry on this inspection, according to them, is to know the quantity of minerals that these people are exporting. The Lands, Mines, and Energy send inspectors to go and inspect. These Burkinabes got angry and said, you know what happened? Y'all get up from here. You're not even coming here. And we just got to understand that the government of Liberia has been selling through the Ministry of Labor. They just been giving a permit. You want work? Yeah. And come buy the permit. 1,005. Go. You want buy? Yeah. 1,005. Go. Now these Burkinabes now are not showing their true character. Some of them are not showing their true character. Let's hear from you. What is concerning about this? The influx of these people, whether they are documented or not, we are yet to know. But the issue of even preventing government officials from inspecting those mines area, and the government don't even know how many, in terms of quantity, that these people are exporting or they are taking from the soil. Let's hear from you, my brother Frank. What do you make of this? That we are hearing in this video.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. Before I continue, right? If I may be right, let me clarify that first. He said something about permit. Did he or were he trying to was he trying to say that these guys have their permit? They was given permit by the government to operate?
According to what he said it is of understanding. He did not say that yes, they have, but he said they get to understand that these people are having their documents. They're having their permit to operate.
So they have their permit. The fact that he said it is an understanding that they have their permit, and you on the ground, you interacting with these people, right? Let me say this first. This man went over there to go rant around, to go say foolishness, because you standing with these people and you're making it clear that it is of your understanding that they have permit. Who told you they have permit? That means an authority went there first, and they found out that these guys have permit, and they reported to him that yes, we went there, we saw permit with these guys, right? So that means the Liberian government or authority are aware of these people money because they have given permit to these people. Now, number one. Number two, if they have permit, are these people contractor? What is the name of their company? They didn't tell none of those things, and that's why I said he just went over there to go run a thing. Now, he made it clear, just because he has permit, that doesn't mean you can come and operate here. So now, what we wanted to know, or what I wanted to hear in our video is, Who are you? What is the name of your company? Those are the things we wanted to hear. But this man, he didn't go over there to go do the due diligence for the Liberian people. What we wanted to hear, or what I wanted to hear over there, right? This guy has permit. But now, what is the name of their company? Are they operating under a company? Who gave them the contract? All right. What kind of contract did they sign? All right. Maybe ask them, what is the document that you have that you are giving this contract by the Liberian government or by the Liberian authority to come and mine here, right? We need to see what is in that contract. Well, he never did it, right? And he went over there to harass people. I would say harass because he made it clear that they have permit. Now, like I said, what I wanted to hear is, ask these people, you have a permit, all right? Who gave you the contract? What company are you working with? What company signed this contract that hire you, that you are working here? And what is in the contract? Now, this is a clear indication that we said here before the Lofa County incident happened with the Liberian government, with how they call it, Saklan Yima or whosoever. We said these activities are going around the country. This is not just Lofa County. Illegal mining or mining money are going illegally around the country, and most government officials are involved in it. Now, but these guys working down there and having permit, I want to believe, that's my perspective again. I want to believe the same way you have Saklan Yima in Lofa County, all right, that was mining. It is the same way you have other government officials in various counties that are money, or that have people that are money for them, and they gave the money lesson. They went because they're in authority, they have power. They went, they got a money lesson and gave it to these people just in case, all right? If they have been harassed, they can show the money lesson to them because they know that maybe it may come a time Liberian people will see these people money or operating, and Liberian people, right, they might go there to go find out, look, what are you doing on our land? What are you doing here? They can give the money lesson, say, here, I have a lesson. And in their mind, Liberian will leave because they have lesson. So these are the things that are going on in the country. For me, this guy I went over there to talk to because you haven't, look at the machine there. First of all, look at the machine there. It was provided by somebody, and these are the machines going in the country, and they're talking about whole day yellow machine coming 85, 87, 87, 97, or 285, whatsoever. These are the places the yellow machine are being distributed. So government officials are aware of these things, and that is why, right, they do the money. You don't see it because government officials get their share, they leave, and then the Burkina Faso get their share. So do you want to blame the Burkina Faso? I mean, if I leave from here and go to Burkina Faso, I want to mine, you think they're just going to give me lesson? Because the authority in Burkina Faso right now is intense. All right, let us be frank here. It's intense. Ibrahim Traore not just lying, just ordinary people. In fact, they are naturalizing their resources, or how they call it, with the state. They are taking everything owned by foreign company and they are taking it and owning it by the state. All right, and the state operating on it. So if any money activity is going on anywhere, the state is aware of it. So if the state is going there, the state know that we are doing this money and whatsoever. But within Liberia, it's not like that. It's open. So we have these government officials. I want to believe that are giving money lesson to these people operating, getting the mineral, and then sharing it with the government official. And that is why they reach in our country, they are building their horses, they are doing their development thing, and the Burkina Faso takes one and go. And that is why Burkina Faso put a blockage there, because they know there are people within the government that will support them, that will stand by them. And that's why they put blockage and thing. And that's why even this guy went there, he did not do investigation. He's standing there talking because he have camera on him just to give report that he went there. But that report wasn't intense. They have document to operate there, fine. But again, who gave them the contract? What is the name of their company? Those are the things that we wanted to hear within his statement, so we can do research on it and know which company is this, and then know how did the government get in touch with these people or brought these people into the country and made an agreement with them. What is in that agreement for the people in our region or for the Liberian public at large? Nothing like that happened. So again, it was just another failure on the government part for being in our play in the first place.
Thank you. Thank you. My brother Jake, let's hear from you. The Liberian government sent people to go and inspect a mining area. They went there, they did the inspection. They went there for their second inspection to know how many minerals these people are extracting, the quantity. As soon as you read that place, posted that nonsense was bring it. All of you move from here. And according to the minister, Martineke Tenka, that was on ground, listening to the video, he said, from his understanding, about 60 or 70% of the people that are working on that particular mining company or on that site, they are all Burkinabes. The very majority of them.
Friend,
Let's hear from you.
You know me, I don't shoot a shot straight forward. I don't shoot cockle. Prince, let me say something to the followers. Respect, once again, your help to share the video. You see the Burkina Bay thing, it's not a new thing, Prince, let's be honest. The first United Party 1.0 Ellen Johnson said it. These people have company they work with. Facts. The Burkina Bay don't just come to the country. They just say it's good. Southeast area there, Grand Nigeria side, they just money. No, I register company, lesson, issue lesson with them, everything. They've been there since Ellen Johnson said it time, not just now. Maybe you can even say Charles Taylor time. If you really want to do your real background check. Not new people here. They can just be breaking people, find a lesson. They've been doing that business long time there. But let me wake up the followers something here concerning these people. Me, I'll think quick. And I'll put my posters together, follower. Follower, remember. Me, I won't go deep into the money story left with the government. But I just want ping one picture for the followers here. They will say, yeah, Jake, you really right. You remember before the election, the United Party Queen Lalo Lars that George Weah and his government were training people from Burkina Faso. Friend, you can remember? Prince, you can remember that story? They had serious, they brought them where made this and that. George Weah and training Burkina Bay and this and that. I just reminding the followers that they seen Lars is spread the gibberish. I want to play video. You're printfully displaying another video. I just reminded to wake up the followers quick that they lie too much. Burkina Bay and Bay in that lane, been on that region for a long time doing that money business, that gold whatsoever. A registered company. As friends say, they get some lot of illegal money in the country. Lot of illegal. It left with the government to know how many minerals live in the country. It left with them to find out. It left with them. They're in authority right now. For me, I just want to ping the picture to these people that all Burkina Bay put this house, they put this start to all, they're doing this. But they see a group of people. I remember vividly Liberians. Videos are there. They lie on the CDC. The man guys that were doing our money in our business in our country. They lie to you. They lie to the Liberian people that Georgia had missing everything from Burkina Faso. Treaty for the country to protect Georgia and his surrogate. Who are these people that the same Burkina Bay today that are doing the money business? The people not know missing. They want nothing concerning missing nothing. Please, I just trying to paint the picture here to the final word because I'm a puzzle player. I think quick under the bats. They lie too much. They left with the lesson man minister. What the government want to do, how many gold, diamond live in the country, they left with them. They're in authority. And they won't be transparent to the Liberian government. They will be. I remember the former lesson man minister, when my page made a statement among Liberian people. He said, oh, because he was lesson man minister. He said, all Liberian deposit, our mineral deposit, all. Friend, that guy went on national radio. The guy said, all our mineral, the iron, what's a mineral? Our thing never got give up. The man said the thing worth $1.7 trillion. He's the lesson man minister. I know where he took that survey from, what kind of statistics, what kind of data gain, who this mineral geology or all the guys that are into the mineral engineering that nobody's data. The man went on not when they finish sacking him. He announced to the country when you are minister of lands and mazo. You think we stupid yet? He lied. He said that women paid who was spreading gibberish and lies and propaganda. That's why I can say some of the CDC people that are fight battle for people when. The people that were, the men that were crumbling, I remember when they sacking that time, CDC, women pay. Women pay is not part of you people. Like the problem I get with sedition. If the United Party treating their own worse, you will see CDC working out to back these people. But the problem, these people were in the corridor trying to destroy George Weah within us. Even they drown me there into the foliage. That was the game. The only time they will rise up and not tell sedition, the only time they will wake up and put the country back to the any way they want it when they come from one of your own. Your true own that you know. What about people that deflected the party, the people that lie, that sabotage George Weah? I don't know, the CDC don't have thick skin. That's the problem with them. I remember the Yake Kodoba case again. Other day in limo. Talking about Yake Kodoba case, they even explaining from the legislature is not our cup of tea. I will train the CDC down to get thick skin. If they wish hunting their own, is there a them? If they wish hunting us, yes, we'll go after them in every form. Every phone, yes. One, if you catch one, you clap one, we clap you too. That's it. That's the thing. But they will see them, the people that destroy you. You're getting wanted to bring war friend in a country that will do everything to bring to destabilize that nation because of lies and propaganda. Who say you get on your own, you get on your side? Let you be alone. I said it before. He's playing a tricky game. And that again work with some of us because we're Italian, we're Sicilian, we're mafia, we see a lot of things in the head quick. I'm a puzzle player. You don't saw these people that prophet kid and not a cup of tea. No. When they come in, when they keep for somewhere to it, we go after them. These are the people. When they look at Magade, Jefferson Coach, then we will scrutinize them too. And they wish on anybody, we go wish on that follow family in America. That's the gameplay with the United Party. That's a gameplay you will put forward for 2027 going forward. Now, one woman born Christian child. That's the only thing they see. I'd like this. Why I want the CDC to do. When you see the CDC, they're going on platform and sponsor them. Why you get your own platform? The country is divided. The president divided the country. Tribalism on its own steroid. So we even the country into bubbles. Who want to join the join? Who don't want to join? CDC get over 1 million people. Real numbers, not joke numbers that got here. Every 1 million real diehard citizen, every corner of that nation. United Party. Look at how that, for example, look at how that party here. The people ruling the country see how that party headquarters empty. They don't have members. That group of people come together to form the United Party, the ANC, the Liberty Party. They don't have real number, but CDC get organic numbers, the grassroots, people from the trenches, the poor people. They get the real number. That's why when you see them having something, everybody can. You don't see the United Party proud of that t-shirt. They get CDC lapper all in the country. But CDC don't know that worth. That's the problem I get with the sedition. They don't know that work. The battle then you have to choose to fight. That's a battle you have to choose. They might choose another people battle that were all in the corridor. The fighting shed battle name. What shed name? Lion shed name where Boakai getting rid of them. Let it get rid of them. They make the ugly bed. Let it sleep in that damn bed. They won't make that bed. They lie. Prince, I'm close from different society because probably I lived my whole life in Europe. So I think that the Italian, Sicilian, you do me, I do you. I don't just do food in there. No. And I don't bother nobody. But you go after me, I come after you. That reality, that's the game plan.
Thank you, my brother. So just conclude on this issue. When you're listening to this video, there are too many scaring things in this video from Tineke Tengbe, the Lands and Mines Minister. The first thing is we're now getting to understand that There are people who are extracting our minerals that we are not even aware of in terms of the quantity. No,
But
that's
Prince, I
that
think I will leave
video.
you. I think I will leave you soon because America playing. I want to watch it. You
Yeah,
know,
sure,
later I
definitely.
was
I'm
here.
yeah, I'm about to America playing too. I'm about
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
jump
yeah,
back
yeah.
in.
Do that. Let's do it. We'll soon finish
When is
there.
Obi starting, Frank? What
It's
time
on.
it
I think it's starting now. It's starting now. Like your first game.
Oh, okay. If that was first game, but anyway, it shows also many things. That the first thing is there are many things that are leaving our country in terms of mineral that we don't even have the records of.
Yes.
I mean, high quantity that we don't even have the records of. The second thing is that there are people in this government who will collect these licenses, give it to these guys to mine on their behalf. Because
Yes.
the way you see the minister talking, you must know that there is something like fear in him. You can see
Yeah.
that he is to some extent intimidated
Yeah.
because there is no way that you will send inspectors from government to go and inspect company block the road. They say, no way, you're not coming here. Come on, you'll go back. Then you, as a government that will come, you are charged with the responsibility of enforcing the law. You are law enforcer. Remember now, you are from the executive. You are there to enforce law. The people say, we're not listening to you. We're doing our own thing here. Y'all go from here. They drive you. Then you come back and you want to play politics out of the Liberian people. It means that some kind of minister, somebody that is close. That's why we say, look, you see the Boakai circle is close with those people that are doing their mining. When you check behind this mining, our man, how you call himself, Francis Sakila Jimale, he there. He's aware of it. These people are
But
mining
you
for
think
Boakai.
Henry Kosa guy won't do?
They can't honor different name, but they are mining for Boakai. So there is no way that people will be able to stop you from inspecting. You can't say, but right, you're supposed to be doing inspection. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. The video cameras will be carrying around doing inspection. But this
Yes.
is to tell you that these people, so are them. So are them. The reason why they stop these miners or these inspector then are common men and we're working for 150, $200 that go for that eating. The minister just call and say, you know what happened? You drag all of them from there. In fact, you walk all them with a yellow machine. My people, our country is in a terrible state. This video is deep. This video shows to us that the government is not in control. When we continue to say government Boakai is not, look, Boakai, that's what the prophet said. The people confused. The government is confused. That the government cannot be able to ensure that this place is inspected, that this place is able to give accurate record. The minister go there, he swear, he say he's speaking both to the people. So it means these people might be mining more than what they say they get a license for. And the minister said
Yes.
it. He said some of you can take class B lesson when you go, you're doing different thing. Because the thing is, the license that they gave these people to mine, they are of different grade. I think they get class A, B, and C. Those, I think, C licenses or so, that people who use their hand, that get small machine. I mean, also, man, what will find their place? Say, okay, they play it on my own site. They get a lay water pump machine and what have you. I think they are the people that they gave this, I think, class B or C, permit to. But these people that are operating, you see their machines, they are operating like a real company, like class A people. But then they are operating like class, they take lesson as class B. So these guys are aware, they know of it. But let's go to Frank so that he conclude from his end, and then we can call it a day and go watch our game.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for reminding me.
Let me conclude with this statement here. Liberian people, right? The truth here is President George Manneh Weah is a success story. For example, you see he's in the United States here, and I watched a video, I think yesterday or so, and you see all these cases fighting for this man to give, his autobiography, to sign, for whatsoever and want to take picture with him. The truth here is Liberian people. Majority of those kids that you saw down there, their parents send them there. When they go home, they're going to research who they call George Weah. They will research him, know about him, and at that point, majority of them, they're going to use President George Manneh Weah as their idol. Now, you're going to see most of them, henceforth, they're going to tell their parent, Mommy, I want to be a soccer player. I want to do this. And they're going to buy their boots. And you're going to see they're going to use President Weah as a role model, right, to guide them. You have such a man, and you allow politicians in the country to make you to go against this man while other nations are fighting hard to use this man as a model, right, or as an idol. That's one. Number two that I want to say here, and you see the difference. When President George Manuel was in power, President George Manuel was in power, as he was bearing role, the Unity Party said it was wrong, that was in development. He built hospital, they said it was wrong, that was in development. He wasn't doing nothing, he was in act. All right? He was, how they call it, investing in education. They said it was wrong, that was in development, it was wrong. He was investing in healthcare. They said it was wrong, that was in development. They want him out to the extent some people went, they said the Never We Are movement. But today, they in power, they came, they broke down your home. They said it was the right time for you to break down your home, and they said the government is working. Today, no good healthcare system. Pregnant women are giving birth out, and then women are dying outside the hospital because they cannot afford, good medical care. And they said that's the development. The country is moving forward, and the country is progressing. And they said Liberian people should live by it and those things, right? Now, you can't speak. You can't ask the government. The government come after you, and they say they're protecting the law. The law is the law, because you can't ask them, all right, of what is going on wrong in the country. You can't ask them. They say the law is the law. And today they say the government is working, right, and things are going in the right direction. What do I want to say here? We used to say these things, especially when Emmanuel Chavez came. He said the Never We Are movement. We told Liberian people that the Never We Are movement, it is not about we are. It is not against we are. It is against you, because at the end of the day, we are leaving the presidency. We are still going to live a better life and find a better job. And we see that today. And we say people are using their own personal hate for President George Manuel Weah, and they are using that because you are so ignorant and you are following it. How can someone come and say the Never We Are movement, and you agree to it, and you go by it, and you serve by it, while his children, his Savage children, are in Canada, his wife, his daughter, son, all of them in Canada, living the best of life, going to the best school, and then go in Liberia, and then says to you, they are going to create the Never We Are movement, the we are that is providing a good services for you, and you fall by it. And today, while your houses are being broken down, all right, your right are being infringed on, Emmanuel Safe is not coming to say the Never Boakai movement, because they said what they were doing, it was for the Liberian people. What I want to say here is, at this point of time, you don't know what is wrong and what is right, and then 2029, you allow these same people to come after you again, as Stephen Waterspoon is doing now. The same man he fought for today, he's not being that person, he's fighting for another person to come bring that person to you, to tell you this person is the right person for you. It is in your hand to make your own decision.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much again. I want to say thanks to all of you who are following, who are listening. I want to say thank you for the support and thank you for everything. We appreciate you. Time have caught up with us. We want to say thanks. Hopefully, tomorrow we might be here. Don't forget, if you are not following the page is under the Palava Hut. You got to follow, like, and share the page, and we want to thank each and every one of you. The support is keep getting, massive, and the information is just going far. Today, I received a call, from all the way, how you call the place, Bapolu. I received a call from Bapolu. And this guy was talking about the water pump that they said they erected. But maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow, because time is not in our favor. And I was surprised. The message Prince. So I'm like, I saw the number, I know a Liberian number. So what I felt was that one of my maybe friend, family, or so, stuff like that. So this guy called, because I always like to answer these calls, especially a Liberian call. So I answered. He said, "Oh yeah, introduce himself. Oh, I'm from Liberia. I'm currently in Bapolu. I'm in Bopolu, and where I'm from. I'm near the place. The government say they face water. And the guy gave me a lot of information. I was excited, because the guy said, "My man, I'm one person who listens. Even the next day, I will wake up. I will play on my big stuff. I will put it on the YouTube. The Bluetooth stunning, and people will listen to it. So I was really excited. I really move. It's not we can listen to you. The only thing is that sometimes we get data, but you know, the radio something, but when you coming on Facebook Live, we can listen to it and stuff like that. So you know, I was so moved, I was so encouraged, and I want to say thanks to that particular guy. He listening. He said, "I beg you, bro, don't even call my name because you know I'm doing some kind of small work here for the government. Yeah, I'm doing some kind of contract here. They say they can't do contract, but they ain't doing anything. But I want to say thanks to all of you
Before
who are
you close, let
following
me just
us.
talk 1 minute. You make my own
Yes.
closing statement.
Go ahead. Yeah.
As Frank said, let me just borrow from Frank a little bit. Liberians. You see, when somebody is blessed, The same George Weah that they lie on and you're pushing out of the country to not continue. You're stopping from continuing a second term that he was on the path of development. See what happened in Liberians, followers. You have to share this video. The man up on FIFA worth $6 billion. 6 with a B. A right-hand man is the FIFA president, Infantino. Everywhere you saw the video in New York. He's a chairman with his group on racism. He got 2 offices, one in Geneva and one in Casablanca, Morocco. He got offices in Morocco and Europe here with security, everything. When you bless, you bless. The only thing I would tell followers here, tap into his blessing. This one of the is one. God sent this particular guy to us. I told you people there were 2 popular men in the Republic of Liberia in modern history. One for the bad reason and one for the good reason. The bad one was for the bad reason of Charles Taylor because he brought in Liberian Civil War. But George Weah for the good reason. $6 billion budget. He and his team, Infantino, you can see. Now he friended now with the mayor of New York, Madani, the latest mayor, a Democrat mayor. Listen to me, Liberians, you must stop getting hatred for this man. He's making more money than you're even talked on during the presidency. Number $1 million budget they operating. I said the FIFA whole body worth $6 billion. Processing $6 billion. Then he chair with his group. Former players there on racism. He's a chairman. They call it like captain. They make over $100 million budget. Every racism that will happen in the World Cup today. They get commercial upon commercial. He born to win. That music D12 made born to win. That reality. He born to win. So after the World Cup, let me tell you something. I will say another George Weah. After this World Cup, you will see 2027 to 2028 going forward George Weah. After the party headquarters, everything finished. It will be a different game in the Republic. Let me see radical George Weah now. Radical George Weah will pin the Europe, will pin the United Party in the Western world. The time will come. The time coming soon. 2027, the time the game will be played. The Champions League semi-final or final will be played between the United Party and CDC. So, Prince, thank you, friend. Thank you so much. Followers will help to share our video. Salute.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, Frank. I want to say thank you for everything that we continue to do. I appreciate all that we continue to do. Thank you so much. And we see tomorrow, hopefully by God's grace.
Bye-bye.
Bye from
Bye-bye.
our end.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg them. The money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.